what we have found is that leadership occurs as a conversation. What we mean by that is that all we have to manage are the things that happen. And all that really ever happens is that we move around, we speak, our senses are taking in information all of the time. So that's all under the category of action, things that happen. And then there are the conversations that we have, both with ourselves and with other people. That's what's available for us to manage. We don't manage people. You manage things. So let's take a look at what managing is. Managing is directing, controlling, administering, and regulating financial and physical resources. Managing involves assigning and developing accountability, which is determining what needs to be done by whom and by when. Back to my point of you don't manage people. Well, let me ask you something. Since that managing is all about directing, controlling, administering, and regulating things, who here likes to be directed, controlled, administered, and regulated? Any takers? Probably not. So that's really key. We can see that easily, right, when we're faced with that question. If anybody's manager tries to direct, control, administer, or regulate you, that manager is going to fall pretty low on your influence scale because they're basically communicating to you that they don't trust you, because they feel the need to constantly be in there directing you, controlling everything you do, and making sure that it's done the way that they would do it. I fell into that trap early in my career, and I'll tell you, I would not have wanted to work for me during that first 10 years. It was no fun for me, and it was no fun for my people. And once the light turned on for me around this, I was really embarrassed. I felt horrible because it wasn't my intention. We have found that when people start to realize what there really is to manage, and people stop trying to direct, control, administer, and regulate other people, things change. The relationships change. The leaders start to develop more influence and trust with their people because they're no longer trying to direct, control, administer, and regulate the whole environment. They see their job and their role differently. What's advising? In advising, you're simply providing subject matter expertise, knowledge, and information to people. Leading. What is the leading conversation? Well, that's where you're aligning individuals with a future that people aspire to experience or achieve. What's the coaching conversation? Coaching is all about maintaining effective action in people that results in desired outcomes. In 5 minutes, I could be in all 4 of these conversations, in and out of them. So it's not like you have to say to yourself, well, okay, I'm going to be in the managing conversation now. Well, now I'm going to be in the leading conversation. No. When you're providing leadership, you're doing one of these 4 things. And there are productive ways to have these conversations, and then there are destructive ways to have these conversations. Just know that. We don't have time to get into a lot of the details around that here, but I do want to give you this visual so that a picture can be worth 1,000 words, right? But I want you to be able to see how influence and authority map onto these conversations. So let's take managing first. If you're going to be in the managing conversation, you have to have the authority to manage. What did we say manage is? It's basically making decisions. It's assigning and developing accountability. You can't do that if you don't have the authority that goes along with it. The advising conversation, the leading conversation, the coaching conversation, none of those require any authority, which means anybody can provide leadership in your organization, regardless of the position, because anybody can contribute to the creation and maintenance of a state of affairs that supports getting to the desired outcome. Anybody can do that.